so today I wanted to talk about the project that me and Anne has been working on. Um, Really quick in general, it's a book with short stories in it. Some are written by me, some are written by Anne, and some are written by both of us. Um, and we choose to make a setting where we have the same six characters that will keep turning. So it's the same six characters in different settings, universes, realities, whatever. But always the six same people. Um, and that's all I can say about that right now. Um, and I think that Anne should talk about her own stuff. So today I wanted to talk about the stuff that I know I'm gonna write for the book, and one story that I know that we're gonna write together, or we're actually working on right now. Um, and all these stories are just on an idea base. I know they're gonna happen. I know they're gonna be in there. I might not have figured the plot out entirely, but I just have not had the time, to be honest. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, the first story I wanted to talk about is a deep space story because I love space stories. I think that horror or creepy stories in space is just they're really creepy, man. I really like space. Creepy space stories. There's just something about, you know, eternity in the never-ending universe that is just really scary. I don't mean aliens. I mean the whole sense of isolation. I suppose that like deep underwater is the same thing, but the whole being trapped out in the middle of, well, yeah, nothing. It's just really scary. Um, and then I came, I was thinking, what can I do in deep space? What would be scary in deep space? Aliens, not so much. Um, and then I came to thinking that, you know, there are these stories about the Wendigo. They're Native American stories, mostly, um, but they actually also exist here. And I've heard several old urban legends here about sailors who turned cannibal and ate the crew or whatever, and in thus turning into a Wendigo. Um, so what I found funny about the stories about the Wendigo is that it's not limited to Native Americans. It's like sort of a story from all around the world. Everybody has a different take on it. If it's that disease, whatever it's called, Kuru Kuru or something, I don't remember. But there's just something terrible about people who eat people, right? It's sort of like what made zombies so scary. It's the fact that some people will eat people. Um, I haven't worked out an actual plot besides this, so yeah, there's really nothing more to say about it. So, again, as I said in the beginning of the video, if you have any ideas, my email is in the description, and shoot me an email or make a comment or something. Because, well, I'm always open to ideas, man. Alright, and the second story I know I'll be doing is a werewolf story. Because if there's something I bring to the table with my Scandinavian heritage here, it's a story about shapeshifters. Because we have a bunch of those. And I can't really tell you much about this story. I will tell you that it's a sort of whodunit type story. It's the only story that I have personally that is just where there is actually a plot as of now. So that's why I'm not saying more about that. But yeah, there is something really, really frightening about shapeshifters now, isn't there? I mean, if it's due to the full moon, if it's due to the full moon, or just because you can, if you do it on purpose when you want to, um, you can also debate how much of the person's intelligence is in the creature, and yeah, I don't know. It's just it this has been freaking me out since I was a kid, man. Okay, so I grew up next to this bog, and I remember like riding my bike so fast that I don't know, man. It's a wonder I haven't cracked my skull open through this bog because I thought I heard things and saw things, and your imagination is just running crazy. And this is what this story was born of. It was my absolutely worst childhood fear. The haunted hotel asylum house. Um, I think we settled on a hotel. I don't remember. But it's the only story that I have right now that I know that me and Anne is working on, and it's the only story who has some actual chapters to it. Um, I can't really say a lot of this story, but if you watched the movie Reeker, um, that would be a giveaway to some extent too. And if you haven't watched Reeker, I suggest you do it because it's a good movie. And I think so. Um, but I think, what I find scary, um, besides the lapse of reality and something else, if it's uh, a parallel universe or hell or whatever you want to call it, that is creepy enough. It's just, that whole groundhog thing, the repeat, over and over and over and over, the loop. It's just, well, I think that is frightening me the most. And I don't know what I find worst. I mean, if you know you're in a loop or you don't know you're in a loop, which is worst? Really, worse. I don't know. And lastly, I have this story about because ever since I was a kid, I had this fascination about the Lost Legion of the Ninth. If you don't know anything about the Lost Legion of the Ninth, I am going to put a link down here, and you'll get the quick run over. Because yeah, it's a wiki link. Because yeah, you will have to go investigate yourself if you find this interesting at all. So in 120 AD, this legion was moving from one place to another place, and they just disappeared. I mean, a legion, that is a lot of people. And there are a bunch of theories as to what happened to this legion. The most accepted pop culture um, solution to this mystery is Boudica's forces took them out somehow. Um, um, but there's just something really creepy about mass disappearances, sort of like Roanoke, or I don't know, man. Whatever mass disappearances. I don't remember them right now, but there's been a bunch of them. Um, I was thinking about making a video about it, so I think I'm gonna do that and dig into some actual source material and not make a video while I'm tired as I am now. Um, the problem is just I have to make this video really late because it's the only time that I have where there's not people running about, and I am not doing 250 things. So, it's not a story about the ninth Legion, and I don't think we're gonna set it in 120 AD. So in that aspect, it has nothing to do with Legion of the Ninth. It's just the fact that I find mass disappearances so fucking freaky, man. Um, and I thought that the Roanoke thing was just a little old, so I wanted to do something else. Um, if you have any theories or anything you wanted to see in that story, or I don't know, man, conspiracy theories, hit me up. And so with that, I'll promise you I'm not as tired next time I make a video. I think my schedule is going to clear up a bit. Um, yeah, I need coffee and sleep. But I think you should go look at me and Anne's homepage. I'm going to leave a link down here. And I don't know if she's going to make a video about the stories that she's thinking about doing. I hope she will make a video about it. Um, but this is, and the book, I should maybe mention the book has no title either. I mean, it's absolutely on a short story basis. And right now, every story except 3 stories are just on a very super limited skeleton idea basis. It's hard for me to present more of it than I did, and that's why I don't know what to say. I just wanted to sort of make a video and say that we are working on it, and um, I put a story up, a very short story, like a micropasta. Um, I sent it in. I haven't heard anything. It's not ended up on crappy pasta either, so maybe that's a good thing. But I just heard nothing. And I do think that not these stories, but maybe like an early version of one of them might end up somewhere on some creepypasta site, just to sort of test grounds to see if it works. These stories are not creepypastas, by the way. These stories are not in first person. Um, so I don't know if it'll work, but I think I'm gonna do that. So yeah. Thank you for listening to me rambling like a fucking idiot. And I'll see you on the flip side where I'm hopefully rested and not sitting in the dark and half asleep. So see you next time.